Hello everyone and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Matilda and I make videos about books, reading, writing and other things that tickle my fancy. On top of that, I've also made an awful lot of videos about my foot and this is no different. So I'm filming this clip on the 16th of September. Now, when I last talked to you, I told you that I had managed to re-injure my foot in the beginning of July. And that is just getting worse. So I injured my foot again in the beginning of July, and then I went to see a doctor in the middle of July to get some help for my foot, and he got me an x-ray and he got me some painkillers and a numbing gel to put on my foot, on the area that hurts. I went and got the x-ray the day after. It didn't show anything because there is no bone damage. It's not my bones. I know this pain way too well to even assume or even consider that it could be the bones. But I used the gel and I used the pills. I was only supposed to use the gel for a week and the pills sort of indefinitely. And he told me to call back a week or two after I last saw him to talk about the next thing down the line that we could do if I wasn't getting enough help from the gel and the painkillers. Now, the painkillers aren't exactly painkillers, they're anti-inflammatory and they're not doing anything. They don't help at all. And I'm having a really hard time dealing with this. I try to look at this in a positive light, but it's really difficult some days. But the painkillers aren't doing anything, and I was only supposed to use the gel for a week. And when I'd done that and I wasn't getting any better, I was still on the anti-inflammatory. I called my doctor up and I was like, hey, this is not helping. I want to move on with the next step, which he had said was going to be an MRI or a referral to an orthopedic specialist. Now, as you may remember, if you've seen any of this before, I moved in February. So I moved away from the orthopedic specialist who I saw about my foot the first time this happened and who also did my surgery in March. So I called up my GP and he said that, well, the next step is to refer me to an orthopedic specialist. And that's what he did. And then I got to wait about a month to go see them, during which my foot was only getting worse. It wasn't getting better. I was back on my crutches. I was back to wrapping it every single day. I was still on the anti-inflammatory and they weren't helping, and it was starting to get a little rough again. I then went to see the orthopedic specialist on the 20th of August, so almost a month ago when I'm filming this clip. And he was very nice, he was very sweet, and he read through my files because I brought everything I had on my foot, and he listened to me and he tried the mobility and stuff in my foot, and he came to the conclusion very quickly that it sounds like a re-rupture. It sounds like it's ruptured again. And if you are just clicking into this video, I managed to rupture a ligament in my foot. I'll put the name for it here because it has different abbreviations in Swedish and English and I forget the English one. But yeah, he believed I had re-ruptured that, and since I was presenting the same exact symptoms and it was feeling the exact same way in the exact same place, he just assumed that's what it was. And he said it's a bit of a special situation since I just had surgery to fix this exact thing and now it happened again. But he did say that it would probably mean surgery again, but he didn't feel qualified enough to make that decision. He was on the younger side and he said that he wanted me to talk to one of his more experienced coworkers. I could, however, not do that same day. Instead, I went home and I got a new time to see them, so I'm going back this Friday on the 20th of September, so a month since I was last there. And I'm gonna go talk to the new specialist or the more experienced specialist and get his take on it, and then we will just see what happens. And today I finally had my phone call with the doctor who did my surgery back in March. I had a phone conversation with him and went through what's happened, how my foot feels, what they've told me, stuff like that, because they were talking about how I might need surgery again. The specialist I'll see now on Friday also does those kinds of surgeries, but since I have a pre-existing issue that's been fixed by that doctor, the doctor I saw back in March, they might want to send me back to him, which would be a lot more work because it's a different district and I don't belong to the hospital and it's going to be a whole thing. But when I was talking to him, I asked, do you even take patients from different cities, different counties? I live pretty far away now. And he was like, yeah, yes we do, and you've been here before, I've done your foot before, you're welcome back. So there is a possibility that's going to happen, but he also thinks that it's a re-rupture based just on what I told him, how I feel, and that is both, I guess, comforting because it's nice to hear that they both think the same thing and it's not just all in my head. At the same time as it's kind of horrible that it's happened again. And in about 2 weeks, it's been a year since the first injury, and I am back on crutches, and I'm back to wrapping my foot and being in constant pain and being unable to do certain things. And it's a really, really, really frustrating feeling and situation. And I know I'm fortunate because I know that I will most likely get surgery again, and that's going to be bad, and there's going to be recovery and all that. But when I talked to the doctor who performed my first surgery, he said that 90 to 95% get well. And he's going to do the surgery, if it's him doing it, and probably if the other people do it as well, they're going to do it differently. So the first time they could just tighten the ligament, because the ligament wasn't torn that badly. They could just tighten it and fasten it and make it shorter and stiffer in a way. Since that has now probably re-ruptured, that won't fly a second time. So instead they're going to take a tendon from the outside of my foot. He said about half that tendon. You have two there, but he's going to take half of one. Don't ask me, I didn't inquire further. Take that and turn that into a ligament, which I imagine is a longer recovery time. I should have asked that, but yeah. I imagine it's a longer recovery time, and I worry that it will make my foot less stable in the long run, because then they will take something that supports it on one side and put it somewhere else to, help support that side. But it's also a tried and true method, so I shouldn't expect the worst. And he said that 90 to 95% of these cases go well. I'm young, I am pretty healthy, just not in my foot, and I should be off the crutches and I should be able to live a normal life. And in that, I'm very lucky. This could have been a lot worse, and there are many, many people out there who have it a lot worse and who have things that are chronic and will never go away. And at least I've only had to deal with this for about a year now, with like a 5-week window in the middle where everything was fine. And I will get to that point again, but this is really frustrating. It really takes it out of me, and my pain these past 2 weeks now has just increased, and it's gotten so much worse. And I move my foot, or I don't even move it, and I like because it hurts so bad. I gasp because it hurts so bad, and I'm really sick of it. But I have the appointment on Friday to go see the more qualified, more experienced orthopedic specialist. So I'll go do that and see what can be done, what they want to do, if they want to do anything, or if they just want to refer me back to the first person. And the person I saw, I should really have named all these doctors, but the first doctor I saw in the city that's close to mine, is not all that close, but the one I belong to, said that the doctor I'll see now on Friday actually does this kind of surgery, but he also said that since someone else has already fixed my foot once, it might be best to send me back to that person to have them fix it again, because they know what it was supposed to look like, or what it looked like when they'd fixed it the first time. But yeah, I'm back in some sort of waiting game. I am waiting for Friday, and then after that I'm waiting for probably a surgery time. And if I have to go back to Stockholm to get that, I will first need to go and meet with the doctor once, and then wait another couple weeks before my surgery. I might end up having surgery in the middle of November, in the middle of NaNoWriMo. Yeah, which if you've been on this channel for a while, you know I very much enjoy NaNoWriMo, but I'm obviously going to prioritize the foot and my health before NaNoWriMo. I will still participate if I'm able to, but the foot kind of wins this fight. Anyway, I'll tag a second clip on after this one, probably with an update as to how Friday went, and take it from there. But I wanted to film this because apparently I chronicle this on my channel as well, and since I've started, I do want to continue it. Maybe it helps someone, I don't know, but yeah, I'll see you in the next clip. All right, I'm back. So today is Monday, the 23rd of September. Last Friday on the 20th, I went to see the orthopedic specialist close to me. Close to me. It's still a while away, but it's closer than going to the place I went to in March. And I went there to talk to him about the foot surgery, like I talked about in the previous clip, and it has now been decided that I will have a second surgery. I'm gonna have that at the hospital I went to now on Friday, Within 2 months, which feels like a really long time, but also like within 2 months is really vague. It could be next week or it could be in 2 months. It's a pretty big span there, but that has been decided. I feel pretty good about it. I'm happy that something's happening. I'm glad that I'm being taken seriously, but I am sad that I need another surgery, which it's pretty clear that I need one. I live with this foot every day. I walk with this foot every day, and this foot is kind of shit. It hurts a lot, and it's just been getting worse the past couple weeks, and then even worse since he sort of manipulated it and poked it all the different ways on Friday. So yeah, that is sort of the update I can give you right now. I'm gonna have surgery within 2 months. I am waiting to hear exactly when that will be. I'm hoping to get a letter soon giving me a date, whatever that date is, even if that date is November 15th, which is just towards the end of that 2-month window. I want to know my date soon so that I can aim for it and be like, okay, but just another 3 weeks, just another 2 weeks, just another, have that knowledge about when it is and not have to wait around for a month and a half before I hear that my date is in 2 weeks from a month and a half from now. This makes sense in my head. And yeah, that's sort of where I'm at right now. I feel pretty good about it, but I'm sad that it's happening again. And I'm just seeing this whole fall being spent waiting for a surgery as well as having surgery and then recovering probably past Christmas, which, yeah. I'm filming this on the 23rd. Give me another 6 days, and it's been a year since I got injured the first time. And in this whole entire span, I've had like 4 or 5 weeks where I haven't been on crutches. This is really frustrating, and it's taken it out of me a bit, and I've lost so much independence, which is silly, and I'm gonna get that back. But it's just been a case of like, okay, now I want to go to the store and go get some groceries. Oh right, I can't carry a shopping bag. Cool. I can't go on my own. It's been really a lot. And it's been a lot physically, and it's been a lot mentally, and I'm relieved that something is happening, but I am, like I said, I'm sad I have to do it again. Now, when I had my surgery back in March, the doctor could just take the ATFL, AFTL. I never learned the English abbreviation for it. I'll have it on the screen as usual. The last surgery, he could just take that and tighten it, and then he put 2 anchors sort of into my bone, into the tibia, I believe, and then the stitches he'd used to tighten the ligament he fastened with those anchors. When I called him last Monday, so a week ago today, and asked what will happen if you're the one to do a second surgery, he would take one of the tendons on the outside of my foot. You have 2. He would take half of one of them on the outside of my foot and turn that into a new ligament. That is not what my current doctor is going to do. He is instead going to put in an internal brace, which I can't really explain how that works because I haven't really gotten all that much information about it. I googled a picture, and I can put that on the screen for you, and I found a video of it that I'm not going to show you because that was a little bit gross, and I'm fine with that, but it might be a bit queasy for some people. So he's going to open up the foot again, and he's going to try to take the anchors out first of all, which good because that means I'll have less metal because he's going to put other metal in. It means I have less metal in my foot. He is going to put 1 or 2 screws, probably 2, into the bone as well, I believe, to secure the internal brace. Post-surgery, he said that I will have a boot for 6 to 8 weeks, depending on. But I'm a bit unclear on that because he said 6 to 8 weeks, with 6 being, if everything goes smoothly, you might be out of it after 6 weeks, and then if things don't go smoothly, you may need to have it for another 2, so it's 8 in total. However, I did ask, well, is it then first 3 weeks of a cast and then the boot? To which he was like, yeah, and then sort of trailed off. And so I don't know if that means that I'll have the cast for 3 weeks until my stitches come out and the cast comes off, obviously, and then have the boot for 6 to 8 weeks after that. Because he talked about how I could get the boot first, but I definitely don't want the boot first while I'm still healing, because I don't want to accidentally mess anything up. And if I have a cast, it's much more difficult for me to mess that up. So I don't know if it means 6 to 8 weeks of boot after the cast comes off, or if the total immobilization period is 6 to 8 weeks, meaning 3 weeks in the cast and then 3 to 5 weeks in the boot. I don't know. I'm going to ask when I go in. And then he said that rehab will be like 6 months. Last time I had a month and a half. And again, I went to see the physiotherapist every 2 weeks or so for a 1.5 month period, roughly. And then she said that, cool, we're done. And I asked if I could start swimming and running and, you know, living life again. And she said, yes, it might hurt, but yes, you should be fine to do those things. And then I didn't get started doing anything more than walking, and then I got re-injured. And maybe I was supposed to keep up the exercises that she taught me after she was done with me, but that was not information I got. And I'm assuming that that's how it's gonna go this time around, that I'm gonna get out of the boots, see a physiotherapist, get some exercises, probably similar ones that I just had, and then not see that person for 6 months, but actually see them for a little while, get more exercises, and then continue doing them on my own. But I don't know for sure. But yeah, I guess that is what I have to share right now. I am waiting for surgery. I'm hoping to get my date very soon, but again, I was there Friday and today is Monday. Maybe I need to practice some patience, but it's just been such a long process, and I don't look forward to going through it all again. There is also the slight issue that we are getting married in the middle of March, and then we're going away on a vacation right after for a week. And so no matter how I count this, if it takes me 2 months to get a surgery date and then I have to be in the cast for 3 weeks and then the boot for 8 weeks, you know, no matter how I count that, I'll be out of the boot at the wedding, a little bit before the wedding, which is great. And when I came out of the boot last time, I was still on crutches for a couple of weeks longer while sort of regaining my strength, and then I could stop using them as well and slowly continue building my strength. So fingers crossed I'll be out of the boot, off the crutches, and without pain during the wedding as well as the honeymoon. But I don't dare get my hopes up, really. I feel a lot calmer about it this time than I did last time because I've been through a surgery once, you know, but there's always the risk that something will go wrong. He said that most people get well after this, most people this is enough, but you never know, and you could have complications and stuff like that. And after I've had this surgery, I will still, after some training, be able to move my foot, you know, up and down and walk, take steps with it, but I won't be able to turn it that way or that way, which is in towards the other foot, which I don't want to be able to do that anyway, because that's what caused this injury twice. Again, I am calmer this time around. I feel like I've been through it once already, even though the surgery is going to be different and the recovery, while probably the same, I don't know if this will cause me more or less pain than I had after the previous one. But this is where I'm at right now. I'm just waiting for my surgery date, and I will keep making these videos as time goes on. I'll probably come on here and let you know when I have my appointment, but that will probably be tagged together with how do I feel post-surgery. So you might not see that for a while, but I wanted to come on here and let you know and sort of finish up this video and let you know what's going on, because this is a never-ending, please let it be ending, story about my foot. And yeah, I figured I'd let you know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another video soon, so I'll see you then. Bye.